What's up guys, welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you want to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
Yes, I told her I had a plan. I really didn't. I was just gonna rely on power here, Milim's power. But this wasn't the first time for me. I already saw it happen once, and it succeeded then. This was operating on an even huger scale, but the task before us was identical.
All right. I believe in you, Rimuru.
Okay, we got this.
I faked as much confidence as I could. Really, it was breaking my heart, acting so bold like this. If it failed, I was deathly scared of the consequences, but I had no other bright ideas, and I was the only one who could pull this off. You're on, Raphael.
Understood. Yes, my lord.
I might be a pro at palming responsibility off, but for this moment, at least, I needed to perform. No mistakes would be allowed. I repeatedly told myself that this would go fine.
This'll be easy, okay? It's the same thing over again. Do it, Milim.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Here goes, my friend. May the shining of the stars burn into your eyes. Drago Buster.
There was a flash, so bright that closing your eyes did nothing. The enormous swirl of power Milim released reached the Chaos Dragon, smashing against its ominous wall of force. Power struggled against power, and as I watched it, I searched for the source of the Chaos Dragon's strength, relying on Raphael's calculations to control Milim's torrential might. It was heavy, incredibly heavy. I could tell it was draining my own magicule stores, but despite all the energy we poured into it, the Chaos Dragon was unscathed. This guy really was crazy. It was about to break my heart, but if I gave up now, this would all be for nothing. All my previous experience was for this exact moment. I truly believed that as I threw everything I had at it. Trying desperately to retain my peace of mind, I slowly brushed away the evil force that loomed around the Chaos Dragon's soul. In terms of time, it was less than a second, but the pressure made it seem like forever. I saw it. The Chaos Dragon's spotless heart, blinking there amid it all. But I couldn't let up yet. Even without the black mist of desire, even without the hateful evil, I still had the dragon's broken, polluted spiritual force waiting for me. Carefully, with pinpoint precision, I kept up my work. Then, out of nowhere, the black mist disappeared. YUUKI defeated Maribel.
Yes, we can do this.
Hoping to seize victory, I set off Belzebuth.
Milim, we're finishing this now. Can you boost your output?
You got it? Dragonova.
Heeding my instructions, Milim finally got serious. Feeling it all over again made me realize just how amazing she was. How could she turn the spigot any farther than that? The way she engineered incredible feats of strength like that, I could really tell she was on another level from the rest of us. But watch out. Now's no time to stare at her, all amazed.
Okay, Chaos Dragon. I'm gonna stop the pain for you.
Now for the final touch. Timing was going to be key here. Milim's magic had to pulverize the Chaos Dragon's exposed spiritual body, breaking down its astral body as well. Not missing my beat for a moment, I waited until just before Milim's power shattered its heart, then triggered Soul Consume. Ignoring all rules of time and space, Belzebuth did its work. Within my perception, it was done quicker than Milim's magic, and just as I planned it out, I had the Chaos Dragon's shattered heart in hand. Without the core governing that massive cloud of magicules, the Chaos Dragon was already starting to disintegrate. But that was a problem of its own.
Rimuru. This is bad news. It's gonna explode.
Milim had already stopped infusing her magic at my signal, but now there was a massive energy field in the sky, twisting and warping the air inside. Force clashed against force, compressing the energy at eye-popping pressures. The reaction would come soon enough, a huge explosion that not even Milim could neutralize. She gave me a panicked look, but I was calm. According to Raphael, I could apparently do something about this.
It's all right. I'll figure it out.
You can do that?
She looked surprised. I appreciated her admiring eyes, but if I messed this up, I was gonna look like such a dumbass. But now's no time for that. Are you sure this'll be okay, Professor? I couldn't help but ask.
Affirmative. It is not a problem.
Just as businesslike as ever. That seemed so reckless but kind of reassuring in a way. With a smile, I looked at what used to be the Chaos Dragon. It was already just a shell at this point. No need to hold back.
Gobble it up. Belzebuth.
Could it really consume such a vast blob of energy? My worries were instantly quelled by the fury of Belzebuth's appetite, astounding me beyond imagination as it swallowed every bit up like a midnight snack.
Is it over?
Milim asked.
No, not yet. We gotta do something about your friend here.
Huh? You will?
Sure. I brought this along for times like these.
Not really, but let's roll with it. I took out a pseudo-soul. No time to spell it out for the confused Milim. I focused on myself. Theoretically, this was possible. In fact, Raphael guaranteed it. I just had to believe in it. Boldly, I did my work, trusting it was guaranteed to succeed. I picked up all the pieces of the shattered heart, then absorbed them into the pseudo-soul. Soul Consume patched all the pieces into a single unit for me, so it went easier than I expected. The issue was what came after that. Can a core like this be housed in a pseudo-soul? There was no reaction. I began to sweat. Staying calm on the surface, I frantically tried to brainstorm a solution. What should I do at a time like this? My brain finally settled on something I saw on TV dramas a lot.
Milim, did this Chaos Dragon have a name or anything?
A name? Nothing like that, no.
No? Crap. But calm down. There has to be another way.
Gaia. I wanted to call it that someday. This creature's name is Gaia.
Oh, it does have one. I breathed a sigh of relief and softly called Gaia's name. What a nice name that is. So your name's Gaia, huh? Hey, shouldn't you open your eyes before your friend starts crying? The pseudo-soul began to softly glow. We did it. The heart was in the soul. Now I wrapped the master core in Gaia's pseudo-soul. That completed its avatar core, and now my job was done. Time would take care of the rest, and once Gaia's heart was healed up, it would be revived in the shape of its choice. In Gaia's case, that shape would be its actual body, not some other vessel. It'd be a new monster, coming to life right before Milim's eyes.
It worked, Milim. This is the new Gaia. It hasn't been born yet, so it's kind of like an egg right now.
I presented the avatar core to her.
Right. I just knew leaving everything to you would work out. I trusted you, Rimuru. Thank you.
Glad to be of service. That, and I'm glad I didn't screw that up. But more than anything, seeing Milim smile really did make me happy.
Wanna head back? Everyone's probably worried for us.
I need to tell em all what I did.
Sure. Good thing Milim came along, though. I couldn't have done a thing against that guy alone. From far away, we saw the palace, along with our friends nervously watching us. They all looked okay, which was reassuring. That wrapped things up, then. I just wanted to go home and relax. A nice bath, followed by a cold beer. Basking in the joy welling out from me, I joined Milim as we went back down to regroup with our friends.
Volume 10 Epilogue. The One Who Laughs Last.
YUUKI had obtained Maribel's power.
I really wish you'd talk to me about it first.
I already explained why I didn't. That's why I was able to trick Maribel, you know?
But do you realize how hard it was not to let my outside friends find out the truth?
As YUUKI fought Rimuru, Kigali was forced to distract the expedition team so the secret behind YUUKI's powers didn't come out. Any strange activity on her part ran the risk of attracting Rimuru's attention. It was an ordeal for her. YUUKI, meanwhile, didn't really care if people found out, so he didn't see it as a problem. Even if everyone knew he could cancel people's skills, it wasn't like someone could devise any kind of workaround against it. It was an ace in the hole for YUUKI, yes, but it wasn't even one of his last resorts.
Well, you know, I trusted in you. It worked out in the end, so can you maybe let me off the hook this time?
You siphoned off Maribel's power, didn't you? Was that in your plans too?
Yeah, more or less. They say, sinful, unique skills are the most powerful ones out there, so I did have my sights on it. I heard avarice was driven by the size of your desires, and I figured it'd be pretty appropriate for me.
You really are crazy sometimes. It's not that easy to take somebody's skill, you know that?
I'm sure it's not, but avarice kinda chose me this time. I still couldn't win against Rimuru, but...
I'm sure you couldn't. He's so unfair like that.
I know, but now I can pin all the negative stuff on Maribel. I've just been fully acquitted. I'm probably gonna have to mind my P's and Q's for a little while, but now I've got something else to look forward to, you could say.
Right. No need to hurry things now. And it's so unnerving. How wary the Demon Lord is of the people around him. I can't say I liked everything about your plans, but I think I can appreciate them now.
Kigali's main complaint was how YUUKI ruined the crypt by blowing it up. YUUKI told Rimuru that Maribel activated the reactor, then took her own life. The explosion, which raised the deepest section of the crypt but little else, was his way of hiding the evidence. YUUKI had prepared a magical bomb for just this purpose. There wasn't much energy left in reactor, he'd explained to Rimuru, so the damage was pretty light, thankfully. He even had the foresight to scatter the remains of a real reactor around the crypt to back up his story. Now he was prepared to stick to that story, no matter what he was asked. But Kigali had her concerns.
You were planning to abandon this place from the start anyway, weren't you?
YUUKI retorted.
So why worry about it?
To Kigali, though, this was a familiar city, her home. Once everything was cleaned up, she wanted to restore it to its former bustling glory. But with the crypt now buried, she had a few gripes.
Not necessarily, I wasn't.
She shrugged.
It was kind of my second home, you realize.
YUUKI gave her a grin.
Yeah, but we earned something from this. My name got cleared, which is huge, but other stuff, too. Maribel deployed her blood shadow troops, but did you see how they all cast holy magic? That's a lethal blow.
You're right, I noticed that, too. It proves that the council's connected to the Western Holy Church. That's why there's all the secrecy behind the 5 elders' true identities.
Exactly. It showed up in the papers and everything, but after the war in Farmus, the reputation of the champion there took a huge hit. Then, at the same time, the council started losing clout with the Western Holy Church. That points to only one truth. I'm thinking that Maribel's grandfather, Granville Razzo, is actually part of the 7 Days clergy.
I see. That's a clever deduction, Sir YUUKI.
Kigali was just as sharp as him, and her reading of the situation matched his to some extent, convincing her it was the truth. YUUKI looked at Kigali with a sinister smile.
Oh, it's nothing too impressive, but I've stumbled upon another really key possibility. You know what it is?
He paused, gauging her reaction. Kigali couldn't think of anything else. She put up her hands in surrender.
I tried tracing Maribel's thoughts, based on the actions she took, but she really forced things with this whole operation, you know? If she killed the demon lord Rimuru, there was a chance Veldora would go berserk on us. When she took over the Chaos Dragon, that really did enrage Milim, almost. You were terrified that she'd discover us, weren't you? So I really think she pushed her luck way too much with a demon lord as dangerous as that, to say nothing of a true dragon.
Putting it that way, you're right.
Maribel had to know the danger she was putting herself in, and I'm sure she worked out some countermeasures. But what were they?
YUUKI looked straight at Kigali. He didn't have an answer himself, but he figured asking would help organize his own thoughts.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. Shoutout to Luminiseka, Night Gazer, Chadvota, Joy Rivera, Crystal Dizon, Psycho Cat, Akshat Yadav, Aaron, Bishop81, and last but not the least, shoutout to Canaria MLBB. I'll see you guys in the next video.